Okay, finding quality family time these days. It can feel, well, less like relaxing and more like trying to pull everyone away from their screens.
It really can. We're kind of swimming in this digital world, and weekends just seem to slip away.
Exactly. And you look back and maybe you haven't really connected, not in a deep way, haven't really built anything together.
Yeah.
We need something tactile,
Yeah.
something real.
And that's exactly what our sources are getting at today. This deep dive, it's really about why something like DIY woodworking seems to be hitting the mark for families now.
So more than just a hobby.
Oh, definitely. We're looking at it as a really powerful way to bond. The goal here is to figure out why this hands-on stuff, working towards something you can actually touch, might just be the ultimate weekend activity.
Okay, and we're drawing on sources that highlight the benefits, right?
Yeah.
And I think they mentioned a specific resource.
Yeah, TedsWoodworking, it's this huge library, apparently over 16,000 project plans, everything from really simple toys up to, actual furniture, designed for all kinds of skill levels.
16,000. Wow. Okay, let's unpack this then, starting with those immediate, undeniable benefits. What happens when a family actually starts making something together?
Well, the first thing is this idea of a shared creative journey. You're working towards a common goal, which is pretty powerful in itself.
And everyone can chip in, presumably. It's not just one person doing all the work.
Exactly. That's key. The sources talk about specific roles. Maybe one kid is great at measuring accurately. Another gets really into sanding things smooth.
Okay.
Someone else might love the painting or finishing part. And the parent is there guiding, helping with the tricky bits.
So kids get a sense of responsibility, and parents get that joy of teaching.
Precisely. And there's this hidden educational value, too. It's not like sitting down with a textbook.
Right. It's learning without feeling like learning.
You nailed it. Kids start naturally grasping concepts that can feel really intimidating otherwise. Things like measurement, angles, how shapes fit together.
So practical math and physics. But they probably just think they're figuring out how to make a cool birdhouse fit together.
Exactly. They're solving real-world problems, like why doesn't this piece sit flush? How do we make this corner square? That kind of mental juggling, visualizing things in 3D, it's huge for developing spatial reasoning.
That makes sense. It's a very different kind of engagement than, say, scrolling on a tablet.
Totally different. You get this sustained focus. That quick dopamine hit from scrolling is fleeting. But the satisfaction of wrestling with a piece of wood, figuring it out, and then seeing a finished project, that's a much deeper, more earned kind of reward.
And crucially, everyone has to put the phones down.
Right. You need your hands. It forces that engagement. You're physically present, working together, talking.
Okay, so we've got the teamwork, the stealth learning, the unplugging. What about the feeling after it's done? That sense of accomplishment must be pretty big.
Oh, it's immense, especially for kids. Think about watching your child just beam with pride because they help build, I don't know, a little wooden car or a birdhouse that's actually hanging outside.
Yeah, you can physically point to it and say, I helped make that.
Exactly. It's tangible proof that their effort, their patience, it paid off. That builds real self-esteem. It teaches them that sticking with something, even when it's a bit tricky, leads to results.
A powerful lesson. But okay, let's address the elephant in the room for many parents listening. The starting point.
Ah, yes. The where do I even begin problem.
Right. You hear woodworking, and maybe you picture needing a massive workshop, expensive tools, confusing plans. It feels daunting. How do you get past that initial barrier?
That's a huge hurdle, and the sources really zero in on this because if that first attempt is just frustrating, well, the whole idea dies right there.
Makes sense. So this is where that resource comes back in, Ted's Woodworking.
Exactly. It's positioned as the solution precisely because it tackles that complexity issue head on. We're talking over 16,000 plans.
16,000. That number is still staggering.
It is. But it's not just the quantity, it's the clarity. These aren't like old school cryptic blueprints.
How are they different? What makes them beginner-friendly, family-friendly?
They're designed to eliminate that guesswork. Think detailed, step-by-step instructions, often with diagrams, maybe even color coding.
Okay.
They include full lists of materials you'll need, exactly what cuts to make. It takes the mental load off the parent having to figure everything out from scratch.
So you could just follow the steps.
Yeah.
And focus on the doing, the collaborating.
That's the idea. It makes it accessible. You can find plans for really simple crafts that even young kids can help with, all the way up to quite complex furniture if you get more ambitious later.
It builds confidence then. knowing you have a clear roadmap.
Definitely. It lowers that barrier to entry, letting families just jump in and start building, knowing they have a good chance of success.
Here's where it gets really interesting, looking at the variety. With 16,000 plans, you could build almost anything.
Right. And that variety is key for keeping it fresh. You can tailor it. Need a quick win this weekend.
Maybe something simple, like a birdhouse or a feeder.
Perfect example. Minimal cuts, basic assembly, very rewarding, connects to nature. Kids love seeing the birds use something they built.
Or, if your kids are into playing, building their own wooden toys, like trains, cars, maybe simple puzzles.
Yes. Imagine the pride in playing with a toy they actually helped create. That's a different level of connection to their playthings.
And then bigger things, maybe. Stuff that becomes part of the house.
Absolutely, like a simple bookshelf. That's a fantastic family project. Or maybe a storage chest for toys. It's functional, visible, a constant reminder of what you achieved together.
We mentioned planter boxes earlier, too. That's cool. Mixing woodworking with a bit of gardening.
Yeah, combining skills, or even larger projects if you're feeling adventurous, like a small picnic table for the backyard, or maybe some Adirondack chairs.
Wow, okay. A picnic table you built yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That would get used all the time.
And every time you use it, you remember building it. Those shared memories get reinforced. The sources really emphasize this emotional layer.
So it's way beyond just the physical thing you make.
It really is. It forces communication, doesn't it? You have to talk, coordinate, maybe laugh when something doesn't quite line up right.
Figure things out together.
Yeah, and that builds confidence, especially in kids. They see their effort directly lead to something real and useful. It tells them they're capable.
And maybe you're passing down skills, sparking an interest in making things.
That too, inspiring a bit of that love for craftsmanship. Plus, having access to literally thousands of plans means you just never run out of ideas. Every weekend could be a new project, a new little adventure. So when you boil it all down, the message seems pretty clear. Finding that family connection, that quality time, it doesn't have to be super complicated or expensive or, involve more screens. Sometimes, maybe all it takes is some wood, a few basic tools, and crucially, a good plan that removes the frustration factor.
You're not just building a birdhouse or a bookshelf.
No. You're building bonds. You're building confidence. You're building this tradition of working together, creating together.
So what does this all mean? I guess when you choose to build something together, you're creating these memories that genuinely last.
Right.
Way beyond the object itself.
Exactly. You're not just creating wood projects, you're creating memories that last a lifetime. So maybe the question for you listening is, what skill, what tradition, what memory do you want to start building this weekend?